Hello, I'm from the Oshkosh Writers Club. I wanted to talk today about how to create a writers conference. The Oshkosh Area Writers Club has begun the process of establishing a writers conference / festival here in Oshkosh. We are shooting for the spring of 2013, but nothing has been set in stone yet. My intention here is to record the process of organizing such an event. This is just my own feedback, however, please do not make the mistake of taking my input for speaking for the club officially. A little bit of history here. The Oshkosh Public Library has approached our club with a partnership to create an educational experience that helps writers. We want a several-day event and a writer contest to go along with that. We also want to sponsor a free keynote speaker, hopefully at the Grand Opera House. We just had our first meeting where we considered names for the conference, the dates, venues, and a rough budget. Our next step is going to go to the convention / tourism board and get their input to the best place in town to hold our conference. To set the date, we had to look at the other conferences in Wisconsin so that we did not have a conflict. However, we also wanted to have it close to other events because that's how you get good speakers. Those speakers are in the area and they're willing to take the extra booking. Much of my advice here is from listening to two representatives from the Wisconsin Writers Association. They have put on many conferences, and their advice has been invaluable to us. They suggested that in Wisconsin, the conference season is from June to October. So then our one in late April, early May would be kind of start things off. We are currently deciding on whether to have a concentrated weekend event or to have it be a week-long event. Our thoughts with this is that with a week-long festival, there is room to get bigger and include more organizations in the event. What we will probably do is focus on having the best weekend we can, and then working on weekday free events and encouraging businesses to hold events as well. The venue is a critical decision. People who travel to an event want the seminars and the conferences right in the hotel. They do not want to worry about coats and purses and traveling in an unfamiliar city. We also need to provide nice accommodations so that they take back pleasant memories with them and that they will return next year. According to our experts, hotels do not charge for the conference rooms. They simply want people to stay in their rooms. You will, however, need to know that how many people will be attending each seminar to configure the meeting rooms. Our experts also told us that the hotel will provide a list of free things we might need, such as podiums and corded mics, and a list of things that they can provide for a fee, corded mics and such. The hotel does provide for free water during the seminars, and it makes the attendees feel like they're being taken care of. This leads me to my next topic, the budget. We need to know how much money we will be spending on the meals we provide the attendees. This is fairly easy to account for. We also need to provide snacks, coffee, juice for attendees during the breaks, and this is more difficult to pin down. Our experts from the WWA told us that we need to figure in taxes and gratuities because those add up. They further suggested that another fee for the banquet meal so that we are only feeding people that are interested in the banquet and not just interested in the food. As for determining our budget for a conference, simply take the number of attendees times the fee you are going to charge, and then you know what to spend. We are lucky in that we should have extra money from other organizations that will allow us to get some more well-known speakers. So we have to have money for the speakers, printed material, postage, and perhaps transportation for the writers that we do have the events around town. We also need to include the airline tickets into the budget if necessary. Our experts suggest that we do not need to pay people to present on the panels or hold the workshops. They will work for the exposure and the chance to sell their books. As of yet, we still need to come up with a name. We want it simple enough that writing is in the name of the conference. We also want to make sure it's short enough to remember, and our experts also told us that we do not want to include a regional name in it. We do not want people thinking that the conference is only for Oshkosh people, for example. I have just two other bits of advice that we got. Number one, panels are great and informative. There should be at least 3 panelists so that there is a lively debate, and we should also make sure that there's a focused topic to keep the panelists from rambling. We also need to be aware that sessions should be long enough to get to the heart of topics. And as a side note, our experts suggested we provide time between the sessions so people can talk and get settled. The second bit of advice was just to go ahead and email a writer you might want to present at the conference. Our experts said that they will often respond to your email and say yes to another time if they can't, or they'll do it for another time if they can't do it for your upcoming event. They may also provide you with someone else that you can contact. Thanks for listening. I hope this will help anybody else that plans for a writers' conference.